first Friday. You know what I'm saying? We thank you for tuning in. Make sure if it's your first time, man, you hit that subscribe button. You already know what I'm rocking with. I got my lovely co-host here with me today.
It's me, it's Nate, but you should honestly reintroduce Ben first
because your boy's back. You already know what it is. Back in the stool.
He even got the gold chain.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You already know what I'm saying. Nobody care. All right, so I ain't fucking with y'all niggas. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I already know.
And we got Lewis on the one and O's. You already know what's good, Joe.
Is he gonna show his face?
Is he gonna show his face?
Show his face. The
Rip.
Rip.
We'll get him to show his face one day, you guys.
Yeah,
no worries.
Rudy.
No worries.
Bummer.
He's mysterious, so.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do about it, man. We'll start off with Nate. How's your day going so far, love?
It's been going good. You know, same old. I honestly feel like, you know, that episode from SpongeBob where Squidward does the exact same thing every day and he's just not feeling it. Yeah, that's me at work.
I can't.
I get excited coming here because I love doing the podcast with you guys.
Canned bread.
Yeah,
I've been watching a lot of SpongeBob clips recently. One that I saw was when he was too afraid to go outside because he broke his butt. And so when he was like, I know of a place where you'll never be harmed, a magical place with magical charm, indoors. Take it away, Penny. Penny has a beautiful singing voice. And yes, that is. Thank you. Thank you.
About that.
That is where I am.
Thank you guys. Thank you very much.
That's where I am mentally.
Yeah. The SpongeBob meme every day.
Yeah.
Okay. I do know SpongeBob was supposed to be for adults, not kids.
You know, his original name was Sponge Boy, but the reason they changed it to SpongeBob because it was too similar to a cleaning product that was already out.
SpongeBob.
Yeah.
I found out. So SpongeBob was supposed because it's Bikini Bottom, Mr. Krab, Sandy Cheeks, you know, the Krusty Bottom, Krusty Krab,
Jump Bucket.
Yeah, it's supposed to be an adult theme that they converted over for children.
No, I mean,
I can't say I'm a SpongeBob fan, to be honest.
Shame on you.
Yeah, honestly, SpongeBob.
Shame on you.
Generation.
How dare you?
Me, no care.
Whatever, Jason. How was your day?
Actually, man, I'm actually happy. I got to work on my bike. I got to take it apart, pulled out the tank, pulled out some of the injectors. Yeah, man, I'm about to get back on the steel horse.
Yeah, dude, mechanic stuff.
What are you doing with your hand?
Machinery.
This is what I hear whenever you talk about car stuff. I'm like,
just oil.
That's bike versus car.
Oh, you see, even I don't know the fucking difference.
Tires, man. And, you know, just traction and...
You know how much traction you have on a bike?
A lot. Right? Am I right? Like, don't we just get, like, a lot of, like, traction? That's what it's all about, right? It's all about traction.
You say traction, and my brain hears tractor.
Tractor.
I feel bad for those who have never experienced riding a motorcycle, yo. It's liberating.
No, we're not missing out on much. I'll tell you right
what? Now. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Much.
I liberate myself in other ways.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry that you guys are not able to enjoy that lifestyle.
I'm sorry that you think that you have to be sorry that I can't enjoy that lifestyle.
Hey,
listen. Let me tell you, man. We talked about this before we started. I don't like being that close to the road.
I don't, bro. So you like a mobile casket?
Huh? Yeah, I prefer a mobile casket.
Not me, bro.
My body will stay pretty. You fall off of your motorcycle going 160. Wrap around the tree going 160.
Oh, and a car is better?
It's yes.
Oh,
than a motorcycle.
No.
I've seen horrific things with motorcycles. I've seen horrific things with cars.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I don't have any statistics. I'm going purely off of the unlimited access I've had to the internet as a child. In my personal experience, I've only seen, you know, flying limbs and what have you when on a motorcycle. When people go out in a car, yeah, like they get turned to jelly or whatever, but they're still in one place. With a cyclist.
Well, hold on, we're not no cyclists, we're bikers. Two, On top of that, when there's an accident, the truth of the matter is, experienced riders, I can't say for every riders, there's more exits. Allow me to explain, right? You in Miami, you got to be a defensive driver.
Yeah.
In a car, someone locks up, you're going for impact. Someone cuts me off, I got a sidewalk. I could jump off the bike. I can maneuver. I could actually see shit coming most 9
Yeah, but the thing is, you can't always do it.
It's the same thing with a car, but I'd rather take my chances on a bike because I don't feel more in control on a bike than I ever will in a car.
Yeah, I feel more in control in a car than I do on a bike.
To each their own.
Yeah, and enjoy that airbag. Comes out at 220 miles per hour.
And
break your skull.
I remember the last time I got into an accident and my airbag deployed, I didn't even feel it. I remember like regaining my vision. My airbag was
all the dust.
Yeah. I remember the airbag was deployed and I was like, damn, I didn't even feel that shit hit my face, but it did its job.
I'll be real with you though. I've been in 6 car accidents.
Yeah.
And the worst one was the lady who ran a stop sign. She hit me. My car flipped up. Another car hit me. I bent my gear shift with my arm. Bro, I was so pissed. I know I scared everybody because, you know, the airbag came out and I had the side curtain. So that shit fucking busted my head tight. So I'm like, all right, I can't get out the car. So they opened the car. First thing is like, yo, who the fuck hit me? And as soon as I guess they probably thought I had like a gun or something. I was angry though.
Bro,
so they start freaking out, like, oh my God. And they start taking off. And I'm just like,
I can't.
I'm the one who got hit. Like, what happened to the compassion? Like, I'm angry.
First of all, I can't even imagine. Like, you know, Jason in any sort of accident, no matter how hurt he is, I can just like, if you're pissed, if you feel like someone has wronged you, like your leg could be hanging off, you know, and you'd be like, who the fuck hit me? And then like your intimidating ass face, you know, the person who accidentally hit you, they're like, oh my God.
What am I supposed to do? Away. Like, please help me? Of course I'm mad. I was mad. Leg. I was mad when I got in my accident. I was cursing the damn lady out, yo. Like, because it's.
And she shot herself.
Yes. That's her problem.
I wonder what it tasted like.
Her shit.
Boy, you into something. Okay. So, yo, just let me just make it clear with y'all, man. So today, yo, we basically start a new schedule. You know what I mean? Everybody, we appreciate you chiming in. We're gonna be basically, you know, talking shit for giggles tonight. No solid topics, just off the top, off the dome, yo. We're gonna talk about, you know, certain situations. A lot of shit's been going on for the beginning of the month, yo, and it's only what, the 3rd?
I don't know. It's only my 3rd day out here.
Yeah, that's funny.
So let's I want to get everyone's mindset because I saw a story about Andrew Tate apparently diagnosed with 2 things.
This guy again.
Diagnosed with lung cancer, supposedly.
The Matrix is out to get him.
And his brother Tristan made a video way back talking about how to pull virgins and how to use them and leave them in the dust.
Oh,
yeah, it's pretty. But
I think I saw that.
I want to say this. Y'all know I hate this man. Well, hate's not strong enough a word. Loathe this man. But however, I don't wish that on anybody. Cancer is something serious. Now, here's where it gets a little critical. They showed their reports. They haven't even done a biopsy on this man. It's just a strategy that they're saying to get him out, which is, it works. It does work. So,
do you actually think he does? Like, does he actually have?
Wait, really quickly, Louis, you think you could turn down the volume a bit in the headphones? Not gonna lie, it is very loud. I do apologize.
I'm screaming.
I don't. Here's the thing, man. That's not some shit you do with the boy who cried wolf. If it's serious, then on truth, honesty, I think it's a tactic that we've seen them use plenty of times. I mean, they try to do the same thing for R. Kelly, talking about Harvey Weinstein, their health at being at risk. Bill Cosby, his health.
Zimmerman.
So to me, if Andrew Tate ends up being diagnosed with this, even though you're a piece of shit, nobody, that's a horrible way to go. I don't lost homies to that. And it's deteriorating and it's a struggle.
And you know what's terrible? That there are people online, if it does come out that he actually does have cancer, they'll be celebrating it.
You know better than him.
Yeah, like literally, like, it's crazy. You would see on these Twitter threads or comment threads or whatever, people talking about like, yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for cancer, I'd fucking kill you myself and all that craziness. And it's like, bro, you're saying all that. Like, and there are people, but it's a very small minority of people who would actually follow through with those kinds of threats. Those are the very like out in the fringes, right? But then there are people who just like to blow smoke online, and then when they're faced with the reality of their words or whatever, the consequences, then they're just like they're like a deer in the headlights. Like imagine like it's just some 5'4" middle-aged fucking wine mom or whatever in somewhere in Comfortableville suburbia, right? Just talking her shit online, and then fucking you bust on her door, you got M4s pointing at her fucking face, and now she's like, right? Like, and there are plenty of people who, they talk their shit on the internet, and then when right they're getting their doors kicked and they don't know what to do.
Everyone's brave behind the screen.
And it's the anonymity is what has made people more brazen online, But at the same time, I love it and I hate it. Right, I love it because I like talking my shit online.
You're a troll.
I'm a troll. I like talking my shit. I like messing with people online, right? But there are certain lines that I won't cross. But then there are also people who would cross the lines because it's like, oh, it's edgy or whatever. And like, come on, bro.
Till it catches up.
Right?
Soon.
Exactly. So I keep it to a minimum, but I like to have my fun.
No, but with the whole video that his brother made about the virgins, Jesus Christ, man, that stuff was.
I think I saw it. Was that the one where
I sent it to you guys?
Oh,
And
the
he's
one where
like-
the lady's explaining like, something about like wait until marriage to like have sex, and then he was like,
he goes on a rant
about saying like, if you wanna, I've fucked like 2-3 virgins. I forgot the number, but like a few virgins, you gotta be their boyfriend first and this and that.
Yeah,
and
for
like,
3 months.
I mean,
then break them in, and now, mind you,
no. But here's the thing: like, okay, even though that's sinister and that's vile, there are still people that do it intentionally and unintentionally, right? There are people who like, they just think they really like this girl, even though she's a virgin or whatever. They get with her, they bang her, and they realize, I don't actually like her as much as I thought I did.
But here's where the hypocrisy comes, right?
Yeah, I'm not defending it, by the way. I don't condone
it.
If
you're gonna say women need to basically be traditional, this is this whole man's repertoire, him and his brother, right?
Yeah.
Need to be traditional and find a self-respect. But you're out here doing the damage. The way you live your life, the way you encounter these women, you're leaving these women broken for the next man to repair. So you're really basically contradicting yourself with your bullshit analogy of how a man's supposed to be.
Yeah,
and that's the contradicting shit I'm surprised that not everybody sees, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I've passed up on a couple potential relationships, mainly the main reason being that she was a virgin.
Facts, same here.
Like they were virgins, like because I was like, no, I'm not gonna be the one in charge of that. I don't want to.
And
it's not gonna be me. No disrespect.
No disrespect to you ladies. Listen. Wait for the right one.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not the right one. And hear me out. The main reason why I personally wouldn't want to deal with a woman of that caliber is
too pure.
The fragility of it being that this is a person's first experience.
Yeah.
And if you're not willing to take that serious, all you're doing is leading that person to destruction. It has a ticking time bomb of expiration coming onto it, which is why, as much as dudes say they hate a woman with a high body count, the average dude wants a shorty with a body count because he's not going to want to deal with that.
Because if you really think about it, like a person who has no body count, they're still pure, still a virgin. It makes you realize, it's like looking yourself in the mirror and realizing all your toxic traits and all you're literally the devil on his or her shoulder, because this is a person
who's went that long without, giving in to their lust.
Without giving in. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, wow, your true intentions are coming out.
Hold on. Let me just say this.
I don't mean it in a bad way. It could be a good way too, but
but I'm saying on both sides though, because we don't discriminate.
Yeah.
Devin saying, "Speak the truth, guys."
Yo, go ahead, dog.
Yeah, we speak, and I'm about to say some real truth right here.
Oh shit!
I'm about to say some real truth for you, Devin. I want you to quote this. Just because you've never been penetrated, that don't mean you've never sucked dick either.
Well, you're not wrong, because
you
you're
a virgin, but you still throw.
Dude, there's a lot of girls who are like, "Oh yeah, I'm virgins," but they're not backdoor virgins.
They've done anal.
They've done oral.
Right? Like so it's like, okay, she hasn't been penetrated. Sure.
But she's done stuff.
Like, how many dicks she put in her mouth?
Listen, I'm gonna be real with you. You could be a hoe without sleeping with a man.
Yeah.
Vice versa.
No, same. That's why I said both sides. Doesn't matter male or female.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You could be a virgin, but how virginity is just like, or at least for women, right? For biological women, it's penetration in your hoo-ha, right? Right. So you can, because like they can make that technical claim. They've never been penetrated in their hoo-ha, so they're still a virgin.
I have a question.
It better be a question, not a statement.
I have a question. No, it's a question. Okay, so, and this is, guys, this is not me being discriminatory or trying to be offensive at all. This is me curious. I just want to be educated.
Curiosity killed the cat.
But satisfaction
brought it back. Okay, but shut the fuck up. Anyways, fuck. No, you made me lose my train of thought, Jason.
All right, hopefully it'll come back.
You. Okay, so I was gonna say something along the lines of like, because you said, oh, biological women who are still virgins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say you're born a man and you transition into a woman. Obviously, the process.
Wait, are you talking like if they have bottom surgery?
Yeah, they have bottom surgery. Technically, once you have bottom surgery, I know that you have to
put a.
Yep, I think it's. I don't know if it's called dilating,
or maybe
dilating, or you basically
it's a mesh tool they put in there to make a.
Yeah,
and
you have to do it.
Open.
You have to do it like every day. So technically, like,
you're taking your virginity.
You've taken your virginity, but then like, technically yes,
sorry,
but.
I'm sorry. Whatever, cancel me. Find me on Twitter. I don't care.
He doesn't mean it, you guys. He's just a troll. But if that person like finally have sex for the first time, penetrating, does that mean like not technically, but technically, oh, I've lost my virginity as a girl, my second virginity.
Second virginity.
You know how cool it is? I think that's cool.
I suppose.
Let's say you lost your virginity as a guy and you lost your virginity as a woman.
I remember seeing.
Can we put the camera here?
I remember seeing the video. Oh, what are you say?
There's no such thing as losing your virginity twice.
Jason.
I don't
wrong.
care.
Doesn't matter.
Listen, I don't care.
This transcends all gender ideology. All right.
I mean, I know. I mean, like literally, I know. But I mean, like,
I mean, again, they could. What she's saying that they can make that technicality. I transitioned into a woman. I just had sex as a woman. I just lost my female virginity.
The only way a male could lose his virginity is dropping the soap. Okay,
no,
that's the only way he losing his virginity.
Okay,
I don't care.
I know you're right. Technically, no, you can't lose your virginity twice. I just mean in the sense of like, I don't mean virginity like penetrating. I just mean like you had sex. You had sex for the first time as you're in your new gender.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
Your new gender.
I'm so sick of this.
That's so
shit.
funny that she said that.
Like,
I'm sorry.
Guys,
I'm trying really hard not to be offensive.
It's okay to be offensive. I remember seeing a video. I remember seeing an informative video of how they do it, how they actually do the bottom surgery. And so
it's 3-hour long process. I watched the surgery myself.
You've watched it?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna describe it for you guys. So what they do,
I'm so
like,
sorry.
here's the shaft here, right? And they cut along the seam because all penises have a seam.
Mm-hmm.
Look at your
flip it inside out.
It has a seam. They peel it back like that. They take the glands, the tip of your penis, they cut it and they loop it. They open a hole like up here in this area and they loop it inside to make the glands, the clitoris.
Yeah.
Right. And so then they take what's rest of like the skin that they peeled back like that and they fold it down and tuck it.
You know what a picanha is?
To make the picanha.
Yeah, the Brazilian meat.
No.
The way they prepare it is the same way they do the surgery. They take it. They flip it inside out, tuck it in, season it, stick it in there. It's open. It's the same thing.
I think they already explained the bottom surgery for male to female in a song. I think it was what was it like Missy Elliott? Tuck it, flip it, and reverse it.
No, it's
drop it,
flip it.
Don't
Isn't it drop it?
ruin my childhood.
Stop it. Think it's drop it.
Do you remember the song though?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what song I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Why you gotta ruin things, bro?
It
just came to my head.
I hate you guys right now, bro.
No, but it's very.
George says you're very knowledgeable of this process.
Yeah. No, no offense, but I was watching it in like abject kind of horror, like in the way that you can't really look away from like a car crash. I know it's offensive, but
I saw the surgery. It's 3 hours long, and it's very.
It's really invasive. It's like one of the most invasive things you can do. It's like looking at it. It's, I mean, to the average person, could you imagine walking down the street and like, hey, look at this, and it's,
okay. I seen surgeries on shoulders. I seen knee replacements. I seen repairs for heart valves. I seen some grotesque surgeries.
It's origami.
The reason why I find it, and again, if that's your lifestyle, that's your lifestyle.
No, yeah,
More power
no
to you. This
dissing.
is not to diss you.
Yeah.
It's just it is an excruciating forever pain. And after that surgery, you have to continue putting that mesh tube in because she will close up.
If you forget, I remember seeing this video of male to female, and this girl is bawling her eyes out because she forgot to do the mesh thing. And she's saying, "Oh my gosh, guys, it's closing. I can't. It hurts."
And they have to force it.
Yeah, and they have to do the surgery over. Well, not over, but like they have to go back in there. You have to go back under the knife.
Imagine re-piercing the earring hole. Oh man! All right, you know what?
How about we switch? Can you explain the process from female to male?
Yes,
I don't actually know that one.
You don't know that one?
Yes, that one they
Mm.
actually install a pump too.
Like to they make you a penis?
Yeah,
it's artificial.
They take the skin from like other places on your
the only
body,
difference
but I've
is
never
the
watched
pleasure is not going to be the same because at least from what I understand watching surgical video, they're still able to intact the nerve pendants in the penis where you can still feel a sensation. I don't think it's the same thing for a woman. However, there women who do this surgery are more likely to infections.
Yes, the staph infections.
Staph infections,
like male to female.
When no, female to male. Female to male. They're
oh,
more,
sorry, yeah, female to male.
They're more at risk for complications.
So
I think it's like 60%.
Oh, yeah, wow.
and let me tell you,
like 60%, like nothing will happen. 40%, something will happen. So that's still
which is not covered by insurance in most cases. Like
it's cosmetic.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, so.
Oh well, now they got a surgery that makes you taller, and I feel some type of way.
Yeah.
And the reason I feel some type of way because it's almost similar to what I had done.
Oh, they break it so you can heal in place.
No, they take it. In this case, they replaced my femur, but in the new case, they hollow out yours. They put a titanium rod and they cut segments into the bone, and then they hook up a machine to it, and the machine basically expands it by a couple centimeters every day.
Yeah, that sounds incredibly painful.
You technically can make somebody who's like 5'9", 6 foot.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, the reason why I
about $150,000 to do.
The thing is why it's dumb is because they can't also change the length of your arms, right? They make you taller, like
who said that?
Wide. Oh, is that so?
Ugh, fuck.
She's doing a thing, you guys.
I can't do the thing. My jacket's too. Okay, hold up.
The fuck are you trying to do?
Give me a second.
Hold on, guys.
Process.
She's doing a thing.
I'm sorry. Wait, somebody say something. Quiet.
You're doing a thing? Or?
I'm doing a thing.
I don't know if you're trying to flap away.
Wait a minute.
Ugh. Okay, guys. She put the sweater back on. Okay, yeah. She
was it inside out?
Okay.
The sweater was inside out? Oh.
So like this?
Oh, God.
So like this? Well, how does that movie go? From Meet the Robinsons, where the dinosaur's trying to talk, and he's like,
never seen it.
You never watched Meet the Robinsons? No. That movie made me tear up.
Jason! It's a great movie!
I'm 36 years old.
No, Jason,
that movie came out in 04.
Perfectly, this movie
Do
is
you know what I was doing in 04? Because I don't, nigga, but it wasn't watching movies.
What? You were gang blanging on old block cuz, or what is it that hood individual said back in the day?
Hey, Marco.
Slime.
This movie is great. Let me tell you, it's about a kid. He's very smart, and I think he's like in an adoptive family or like in foster care.
He was in foster care.
He's in foster care, and then in the future, his son comes back in time, and he takes him, but he doesn't know that it's his son. So like they go into the future, and he basically the main character, the kid, he goes and meets his real family in the future, like, you know, his future wife, his future kids, his in-laws, but he doesn't know. He just thinks, oh, I met this friend from the future, and now we're hanging out, and now we're all friends. And mind you, this kid, like, it's a little sad but very funny and happy because it's like, wow, he's in foster care and all he's ever wanted is a family, and now he's like, can you guys make me your family? I don't have a family. And at the end they find out, oh my, because of his hair, because he's wearing a hat the entire movie, so they take off his hat. They're like, oh my god, you're him, you brought your father back from the past. Oh my god. And then the son's like, I just wanted to meet him, whatever. And there's the dinosaur, because he's part of the evil villain plan, and then he's, you know, being mind controlled, and he's like, oh my little arm.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
It's a really fucking good movie. It's called, I think it's Meet the Robinsons.
Meet the Robinsons. Yeah, it's a very
10
good
out of
movie.
10.
Yeah. What was
I watch Baby Kids.
what was that song at the end of the movie? Who was it by?
I can't believe. You know what? It's okay.
Rob Thomas. He did the song at the end of the movie, and I loved Her Diamonds. I fucking love that song. Her Diamonds by Rob Thomas. Ooh, I can't take no more. Her tears are diamonds on the floor. Her diamonds bring me down, 'cause I can't help her now.
Now.
She's down in it. She tried her best, but now she can't win it. It's hard. See them on the ground. Her diamonds falling down.
I hear the song all the time in the radio.
That's a good
like at
fucking song.
work. It's like it's one of those songs where it's like, I know this song. I've heard it a million bunch of times.
They played it all the time, and every time it played, I promise you, every time it played when I was a kid, I got goosebumps. That's how I knew I love this song.
Goosebumps.
Ooh, I can't take no more. Diamonds
Y'all
on
took
the
some shit, didn't
floor.
y'all? Y'all definitely took.
No more. And diamonds falling down.
Down.
It's a good song.
Thank you, Tina. She's never saw the movie either.
It's okay, Tina.
Listen.
Tina, aren't you literally like the same age as Jason? Like,
Nope.
you guys are around the same age ballpark.
No.
Well, isn't she like 29?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
36. It's not the same.
You're 36?
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Y'all got some jokes.
No,
Y'all got some jokes.
No, for the love of
Listen, man,
my brain has
if
to
you
be
got
saying-
one, I'll start cutting some rug. We're gonna get some feelings hurt today.
The meme where this, I forgot his name. I'm so sorry. Like where he's like, oh, I'm like 50 something, and Kevin Hart's like, damn.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
It's like
Don
I'm sorry, I'm
Cheadle.
sorry.
yeah, Don Cheadle is like, it's, you know, it's like,
Let me-
I wasn't like, it wasn't
let me-
like damn. It was
listen.
like, damn.
Guess
you know?
what?
It's
No.
like, yeah.
Guess what? Y'all have it worse than me. So therefore, good luck.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
Anyways, what I was gonna say is I thought you were 33.
How the fuck?
I don't know why my brain just defaulted on 33. I don't know.
I thought you were
guess you're more-
34.
I guess you're more.
I mean, I know you're
more
36,
yeah.
but like in my brain, 34 is like it's just like default. I don't know why.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't know why.
I hate y'all youth.
I don't know. I just thought he was
hate y'all
younger.
youth.
I don't know.
But on another note,
on
all right. All I'm saying is I'm not against you guys watching movies. That's y'all thing. It's just
that's a
Why
weird
would you
thing to
ever?
say.
Yeah, why would you be
That's a
against us
weird
watching
thing.
no,
movies?
because believe it or not, some people are like really assholes. Like, oh, I can't believe you just sit home and watch movies.
Oh yeah, I
like
feel
that.
that.
It's like
Yeah,
you can't hate on that. People
Yeah.
like to watch movies.
Do you not have a childhood?
Mama, my
These are my
childhood
childhoods.
was
This man-
outside.
He was leaving fucking tires on cinder blocks. Tires. Gosh.
tires on cinder block.
Tires on
That
cinder
gold
blocks.
chain might be a little bit too tight, dog. Listen, my upbringing when I was younger, the street light was our dress code to go home. You know what I'm
Man.
saying? Outside, I'm not gonna say we did whatever, but our stories is what we did through the day. There was no cell phones, bro. Like we experienced outdoor. Watching a movie was because it was a rainy day, or if we got punished, we were grounded in the house. Now
Right.
you're punished, you're forced to leave the house. Just gone backward. So like I always try to, I don't ever try to come at people for watching movies and whatnot. One thing I will tell you guys to watch, and I'm very in love with it, and I hope they come out with a season 4, Godfather of Harlem. My G.
Oh, the one with
Bumpy Johnson. Bumpy Johnson, honestly.
Bumpy Johnson.
Bumpy Johnson.
Bumpy Johnson. That's his actual government name.
No,
Bumpy Johnson.
was his actual slang because he had a bump on the back of his head. He's actually one of the most notorious gangsters in U.S. histories from the 1920s all the way to the 1960s. Also, he's the reason for he was a successor for Frank Lucas.
My apologies.
reasons
Ben
why-
takes it back.
Yeah, to the state of Bumpy.
Well, the
Bumpy
reason why, and to
Like-
educate you guys, if you ever watch the
Bumpy
show,
Johnson.
it's a real good demonstration because at this time, this was when civil rights movement was about to be installed, and it exposed
right.
a lot of things that I always hold stories about growing up
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
what my grandparents might have gone through or certain relatives. But
Right.
the cool thing is, man, they did a good job on it.
I
They
think
did a
because
really good job
literally,
on
like our generation, me, Ben Lewis, like it
Softer
was
than a baked cookie.
it was no stop.
Softer.
It was
your
the,
generation softer than a baked cookie.
It
I
was
said
the
it.
I'm
generation.
always hard.
Can you fix your arms?
No!
You look like a bird.
Because I do what I want.
That's ableist.
Can
How
I
is
finish
that-
my point? I was gonna say that our generation is like the not perfect, but I just mean like the generation where we grow up and we can still kind of relate to some millennials. My brother's a millennial, so that's why I say it. So so he inspired me to some things and influenced me. Where like we grew up and we go outside and play and stuff like that without technology. We still had the landline, we still had the home phones, all that stuff. But then as we started hitting into preteens and teens, then the cell phone started coming out.
I think
and we were also exposed to technology. So we had a little bit of both. So when you say shit, oh, this and that, I'm like, first of all, when I got home from school, I got on my landline and I'm like, played Club Penguin. And I'm like, oh my God, like talking smack
Club
and
Penguin, Pop Tropica.
yes, all that stuff.
So to what Tina said,
I don't even know what any of that is.
that generation is also the most sensitive.
Facts.
I'm gonna tell you this right now.
But that's a good thing, though.
Want to know why? To say that Zoomers are the most sensitive, that's not true.
There's a spectrum.
Oh, it's millennials that are the most sensitive, and I'll tell you why. Because they're
you about to start a war right now. Hold up.
I'm not, bro.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Wait. You better come correct.
Look at how sensitive he is. Look at. I just said what I said. He's already ready to
I want to hear this
fight.
shit.
Bro,
I want to hear
exactly,
this.
bro.
I want to hear this. I want to hear this.
I said a statement, a true statement, and he's already ready to fight. So he's literally proving my point.
Yo,
As I was saying,
we're more sensitive. Okay, go ahead.
So it's if you go on Twitter, right? That's like the biggest cesspool in America, maybe the world. Go to Twitter,
enough. Okay,
and you see people complaining about all this nonsense. Like I guess I'm gonna say the recent controversy that I've had the displeasure of knowing about, and that would be the whole Hogwarts Legacy thing. How that if you support Hogwarts Legacy, you're against trans, right?
That was so stupid.
All right, then. So you go to those comment sections, right?
Mhm.
You look at the people talking about it. How old do they look to you? They don't look like they're in their 20s. They look like they're in their mid to early 30s.
If I may
right?
explain.
No, and everything Tina made a good point saying about you can't talk about anything nowadays without someone wanting to cancel this or cancel that. And you know what? She's right, because nowadays people are really
cancel
sensitive.
culture is going crazy. But before
Continue.
What I'm saying is, you will have like people in their youth like getting mad about that, but it's not as I don't think young people are as vocal as millennials. Zoomers aren't as vocal as millennials, because there are the things that are happening now, right? Like all like the wokeism and the leftist progressive, how people are getting on like go woke or broke or whatever flip flop. Younger kids don't care about that crap. Like I'll literally talk to my friends.
Mm-hmm.
They're not really into like the whole culture thing. And when I bring them up, they're like, yeah, I don't give a fuck, right? But if I were to go to, let's say, a millennial, let's say like Jason, right? And I say to Jason, hey, Jason, what do you think about this?
Very strong opinions.
Very strong opinions, right? So I'm just saying that the millennials are the reactionary generation.
Yeah, no, I don't mean sensitive like in a bad way.
They react
just more
harder.
opinionated.
If I may explain, and I think I'm going to represent my generation the best on that, right?
Okay.
Your generation versus mine, whether you want to acknowledge it or not.
If it's true, I will.
All right. Fair enough, right? We are not sensitive. We come from an era where we understand discipline and respect. And a lot of times when it comes to your generation, no disrespect to y'all directly, but y'all don't even know what fucking sex y'all want to be. That's one. Two,
but whose fault is that? Whose fault is that?
Let me finish. All right. That's one thing, right? Then let's talk about your generation based on loyalty, respect. Your generation is the one generation that lacks so much respect for their freaking elders that's all that's been broadcast. You guys can't even represent yourself in a decent way, in a decent manner. We're talking in the majority. I'm not talking individually. Majority versus my generation. Does my generation got some wacky shit? Yeah, because the truth is the traumas that my generation went through, we didn't have no outlets. We were told to swallow that shit and keep pushing. Now, if you look at when it comes to suicide, who's high in that spectrum? Your generation or mine? That's one of the many. Wait,
okay,
that's valid. Then let's talk about basically work. The workforce alone. You have an entire generation who's seen what The previous generation goes through, so they opt out quicker, which is smart, but bad at the same time. Most people in your generation, not all of you, are not even willing to go down into the ship of something that you started. You guys usually opt out. That's why I say your generation is softer than a baked cookie. I'm not saying you got to be harder, but I'm not going to sit here. Am I going to get triggered? Nah. To trigger me, yo, that means it usually probably going to get physical. That's what to trigger me is. I will always defend myself. There's always going to be the exception to the rules. Are there individuals of my generation that be going outlandish and going crazy with shit? You're damn right. But for the majority aside, we understand what needs to be done. We understand that we got to put feelings aside, because when you're in your feelings, you don't think rationals. Like I said 1,000 times, feelings is like drinking liquor. It impairs your ability to operate and think rationally. Wait, I'm still going in. Because you said, I'll let you talk your shit.
No,
let me talk my shit.
I'm already
right?
taking mental notes.
Now,
You know,
I'm happy you taking mental notes. Now, when you want to talk about a generation like yours, right? We grew up outside. We basically got our ass kicked. We basically faced our problems. There was no safe place for us. There's a safe place for y'all. I feel the problem with your generation is, which I'm happy you're more in tune with your feelings, you just don't have a sense of direction of where to go with that feelings. So most of y'all feel trapped. Most of y'all don't feel like, oh, damn, this is it. Nah, man, you got to bunker that shit down and keep pushing through.
Can't argue with that.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't argue with that.
And, and this is just my opinion. My generation to yours, it's like the younger generation, y'all are quick to tap out. Where in my generation, we were taught not to tap out. We either pass out before we tap out. And that's something that's basically shows in character, also in discipline, because look at the lunacy in the sense of how you guys played pranks on each other, doing shit to get famous, right? Look at, wait, I'm still going in. You can rebuttal when I'm done. Look about what you guys do to catch success. Y'all will basically bullshit con people and basically go out your way to disrespect a couple, disrespect the innocent person who's done nothing in order to get some views instead of putting the hard work in. That's y'all generation. So when my generation looks at that, it's like, goddamn, bro, y'all soft.
I'm about to tear into
you. Know, I'm happy. No,
I'm about to tear into
I want you to tear into me, but basically choose your words carefully, because now we got to that point. Yep. Now let's even talk about the woman from your generation versus my generation, right? We got women in my generation. Hey, we going on. Bro. We going in. We going in.
Oh my God.
Here's the truth, right? It's about basically passing down tradition.
Yeah.
If I had to be honest, I feel, and this is my opinion, my generation failed y'all.
Failed y'all?
Failed y'all.
Oh, sorry.
And the reason why I say my generation failed y'all is because the generation behind me, if I was fucking up, they would let me know. My generation saw you getting money, but we didn't care how you got money. We was like, hey, at least you getting money. So what happens with that? There's no sense of discipline. Your generation is at a fragile state in the mental, not in the physical, in the mental. And the thing about that is, if you want to talk about getting triggered, I could show you videos of shorties who gone to college, you get what I'm saying, and end up looking like Billie Jean or whatever.
Billie Eilish.
Because they don't have a personality.
Yeah. No offense to Billie Eilish, but she just looks smelly.
Billie
and
Eilish?
I'm smelly. Yeah.
Oh.
She just looks smelly.
Now, if you want to rebuttal, let's get to
this is what I'm going to say to this.
Let's get to it.
So you were not wrong in regards to your generation failing ours, right?
And Deja made a lot of good points in the comments.
Yeah, he did. He was making crazy good points. This is what I'm going to say. So your generation came off the backs of Gen X, right? The people that pick yourself up by your bootstraps and do your thing. So you come in and you do your thing. And so this is what happens. You guys went on with your toughest shit and no shit attitude, do what you got to do until the Zoomers came along, right? Okay. And it wasn't us that was pushing the idea of like being more in tune with your feelings and stuff like that. Your generation is what pushed the idea of going against the norm. Look at the media that's being pushed onto the youth. Who's pushing that?
Everything
not
that
the
you
youth.
Said,
Yeah, literally.
Everything that you were saying,
that?
all I heard.
I'm happy that you said that. Let's go. Whoa. We about to go to war. Let's go, baby.
It's your generation.
My generation
who's pushing it, and we're left with nothing to do but to lap it up, and that's what becomes our life. And I've said this before. Media shapes culture, and if millennials are creating the kind of media that's like, oh, don't respect your elders. You're just an old man. Screw you. I know what to do, right? You see all the stuff coming out, or the movies and shows that are constantly coming out are telling you to give up tradition, to let the past die, to embrace what's new and what's new, right?
And that's my generation. You sure about that?
Your generation is telling us that. You guys are the ones creating the media that's telling us that.
I would also like to point out that everything that you were saying spoke trauma, and I'm like, well, this is honestly, this sounds traumatizing, and at least for me, or at least for some of us, or me personally, like, you know, for personal experience, you know, my brother's obviously Melanie, who's older, and whenever I think about stuff that he went through, I'm just like, wow, that's like traumatizing. I recognize that, and I'm like,
and I'm glad you said that. Why? Because millennials. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. And it was like, when you say that we're sensitive, okay, I'll admit.
I said softer than a baked cookie.
Whatever, okay. Potato. You know, I can't really argue with that, because like I feel like a lot of, you know, Gen Zs, you know, or us or whatever, we don't want to be traumatized anymore. We want to break generational trauma. And even though there is a majority, honestly, Jason, I feel kind of disrespected you laughing.
I'm laughing. So like, bro, look,
and is that like, the situation? I'm glad you said
because
that,
I know we have our difference of opinions
because of how Gen Xers treated millennials. Millennials said to themselves, "We're not going to do this to our kids," and this is the result, right?
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to do this to our kids. And because of that thinking, they created a whole new kind of fucked up, right? And so Tina says, this generation majority has a sense of entitlement. I don't know if she's talking about millennials or Gen Zers, but I would say millennials have, they began to create the sense of entitlement for themselves. Why? It happens the same with every generation. It happens, right? I live this, I set the path for you. I deserve this, that, and the third, right? Where do Karens come from, right? They come from either the Xers or millennials, right? The people, the boomer, right? I mean, we created Gen Z was created, okay, boomer. The point is I'm trying to make is we have become what was made of us. We are products of our environment. The environment that was created was propped up by people from your generation and the generations before.
Yeah, I would also like to point out
we're not the youth aren't the ones creating the stuff though. That's just what I'm saying.
Look, I can't speak for everyone else in our generation. I really can't. You know, everybody, you know, has their own lives. They live by their own environments. Me personally, I don't care who you are. I don't care about respect your elders. If you don't respect me, I'm not going to disrespect you, but I'm not going to show you the respect that you want. Cause it's like, I'm a person, and even though I'm younger than you, I deserve the bare minimum at least. And if you're not going to show that to me, I don't care who you are. And I've told this to my parents. I don't care if you're my parents, my significant other, anyone in my life, everyone, including your parents, deserve to treat you at least the bare minimum and deserve to treat you with respect.
No, but the reason
with kids, it's more difficult, obviously, because, you know, children are still developing their brain. I mean, like, you know, we're young adults.
I would say the reason why that's flawed, I'm sorry, but with like the respecting, because people generally have different baselines for what respect is.
Right.
I'm going to be completely honest. Like, when it comes down to the individual, like you're like, oh, I want respect or whatever, you know, but like your version of respect might not match this other person's version
everyone's respect is different.
That's where it becomes, you know, an issue.
Me personally, I know when my parents respect me, and there have been times where they unintentionally disrespect me, and I don't disrespect them. I call them out. I'm like, hey, I didn't appreciate that. Obviously in Spanish, I didn't appreciate you tell me this. Obviously when they're calmed down and you know, less heated, and I'm honest with them, and I'm like, I didn't like that you treat me like that, because when I was a kid, you would do that. And I understand why you did it now, but that doesn't mean it made me feel so good back then. I talked to my parents about how they treated me, how they could have done it differently, you know, since I have a younger sister, you know, ways that they could try to fix it with her, you know, because with, you know, the youngest, you always try to like fix your mistakes. So I always try to talk with my parents. Like I said, I'm not going to disrespect anyone who doesn't like respect me. That is not what I'm saying at all. All I'm saying is I deserve, like, I believe that I earn respect. Like, you earn earn respect.
I mean,
It needs to be reciprocated.
The thing is, you have
Yeah.
to earn it. Like,
if I may say this,
Yeah.
right? So I'm gonna say this, and I said this 1,000 times. This is where we're gonna go into the deep end, right? Here's where I say my generation has to switch it up. My mom generation. My mom messed up, pops messed up, uncle messed up. Instead of apologizing, they just treated us nice. My generation understood there's more power into apologizing to a child. That's why, like, when my nephews act up and if I'm in the wrong, I apologize to them. But what I will say to you about respect is earned and given usually in the same transaction. But you have to understand this, and this is where I get critical with your generation versus mine. You guys are so curious. You don't heed the warning. You have what I call the cat's curiosity. If I say, yo, don't do that, just cause. But why?
I hate that.
But wait.
That
But
is so
why-
traumatizing.
But it is. But why? Just do as I say. But that's the thing. Where's the respect of trust? Where's the respect of understanding? This is what it is. And a lot of times when it comes to your generation, and when I say you guys are softer than the baked cookie, the reason I say that, I'm not saying it because somebody could fuck you up or whatnot, but you're softer than the baked cookie because your generation implodes. You guys have what you call a self-destruction button.
Yeah.
And it's really unfortunate because you are one of the most gifted, talented generations to come in our lifetime. But you're also so quick to self-destruct. And the reason you guys are so quick to self-destruct because you basically create your own prison in your own mind by your own curiosity and trying to basically change shit around instead of accepting certain reality. Now, mind you, you don't have to follow the masses, but it comes down to the respect. It comes down to the integrity. You don't got to be from the street to understand that. You get what I'm saying? At 36 years old, you guys are in your 20s.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? You guys have a position of power to change and mold the life you want, but bent on your feelings.
So
Not all of you.
That's the problem with our generation, though, because we are aware that we are the future, right? I think that's where the problem comes. Like, okay.
Sorry, Dejor says, heed warnings of those who are more wise.
So what I'll say to that, Dejor, is that just because someone's older doesn't make them wiser. And I think that's what I want to say is there are people who are older who are definitely wise, more than not, right? But the point is there are definitely older people who ruin it for the actual wise people by thinking that they're wise because they're older. And they use the fact that they're older, as proof of their wisdom.
But here's the problem with that. I will always say this: age doesn't give you wisdom. Age only tells you how much time has gone by.
Yeah.
Wisdom shows how well you have used that time. Okay. A smart man learns from his mistakes. A wise person learns from other people's mistakes. In order to be wise in this life, it's not based on age, it's based on experiences.
Right.
It's based on choices. And that being said, when it comes to y'all generation, y'all making fucked up choices. Y'all making some real fucked up choices. Not all of you. I'm not saying it directly, but the reason I can literally say that and sit here is because, look, you just said, well, look at the media. Who controls that? Dudes of my generation, right?
Yeah.
But you're the one biting the bait. Wait. What happened to freedom of thought? Because guess what? The difference between my generation and yours, dude, we knew how to think for ourselves because we were being fed that shit since day one. That's how my generation figured out that our parents were lied to, cuz. Because what did our parents tell us to do? Go to college, get a degree, do this, do that. But we woke up and we went against the grain, and that's why we're paying for it right now. That's what y'all not understanding. In my generation, we understand how expensive it is to raise a kid. We understand the cost of living that's really going deep into it. We understand that we have to care about things, whether it has something to do with us or not, even if it's on the other side of the fucking planet, because we know if it's in the backyard, it's coming to the front yard. But your generation is focused on now, not in the long run. That's where y'all fucked up. And it shows. Every single day it shows, from the new celebrities to the new songs. Y'all follow people. Your generation is okay with living in another man's shadow, another woman's shadow. I'm sorry. How many niggas dress like Bad Bunny? How many motherfuckers try to act like Cardi B? How many niggas try to act like they're actresses in that?
Because this is what's happening.
But let me finish on that. That's the big significant difference of my generation versus yours. Because at least I could say for the majority of my generation, do we have some Karens? Yeah, fucked up. Because they're not willing to bend and understand. But for the majority, we cast our own shadows. Y'all can't even find your feet beneath your fucking
and this
Lord.
Is the reason why. Check this. This is I'm gonna break down what you just said, and as to why it is the way it is. Because the Gen Zers, millennials had grown up without technology.
Yeah,
we are entering a generation.
Millennials grew up without technology.
In comparison to ours.
Comparison to what we got going on, yes.
Yes,
I'm going to say that wholeheartedly. So millennials grew up without technology. By the time that they were old enough to drive and stuff like that, that's when the iPhone came out in 2004, I think. 2004, 2005, around that time. The first iPhone, 2005, right?
Mm-hmm.
The millennials were already in their teens.
In high
their
school.
Already about to graduate, ready to go to college. That's when that's when technology started to come out. YouTube came out in 2005. Instagram dropped 2011. Facebook dropped 2007. You know what I'm saying? These
elementary, middle school, high school.
So you guys were already able to
we had a foundation,
create coherent thought without technology.
Facts.
And then you started. But we're entering a generation where there are kids who are just chronically online, glued to their phones, right?
Yeah.
Which is bad.
This is what I'm gonna say. The reason why you see what you notice that. We're not able to propagate ourselves, or we're not able to cast our own shadows, is because your generation wasn't as connected as ours, in the way that in no other period in history have you been able to be bombarded with so many different points of views at once so quickly.
And there's no comparison.
So cheaply, right? It used to be that if you wanted to hear about something that was going on the other side of the globe,
you had to go for it.
You had to literally go to the other side of the globe, Now you can just take out this magic fucking Black Mirror that you have and just learn whatever. You have the totality of human knowledge at the palm of your hands,
Yeah.
So, and when kids of our generation, they see that, they that's when you start getting into things like echo chambers or whatever, right? Because I'm positive, in your time when you guys are growing up, there were people that emulated celebrities or whatever, but you couldn't really find the other people that were like that unless they were in your local neighborhood or they were around. Yeah. So. I mean, that's just the truth. That
I disagree.
You may disagree, but it's the truth. It was harder to find like-minded people without being as connected as we are now.
And either way, there's no there's no
if you
comparison.
Put it that way, I understand it.
There's no comparison in history. I can't go in the textbooks and be like, oh, has this happened? No, this is considered unprecedented because. We're the first generation to be bombarded with so much information. The generation before Gen Z, the little kids, they're gonna be learning from us.
Yeah.
I think they may be a little luckier because they have the potential of probably learning from our mistakes. The generation who is bombarded with information, who is making the mistakes of being chronically online.
The comments are going crazy.
Yeah.
Let's just okay. First, Tina says, "Well, a lot of society runs on emotions, which is why you have Karen, cancel culture, et cetera, et cetera. There needs to be a balance between being emotional, rationality, and logic." Not going to happen. So sorry, Tina.
It'll happen.
Hopefully, one can hope.
No, it'll happen. It's not going to be in the way that people want it.
Yeah,
but it's going to happen.
It's not going to It's not going to be pretty. Dejor says, "Think of it this way: your brain soaks information so well. The younger you are, we grew up with technology at its beginning and have not yet known anything aside from that.
Yeah.
And at the same time, we also grew because we grew up with it.
You all became delusional.
We are now learning. It was a slippery slope with all the technology. And now we are in the wake of that. We are starting to see what happens from being chronically online.
This is what's happening.
In response to Dejor. That said, technology has dumbed down the population in ways and made it so much more savvy. I remember watching a video, just today actually, by Matt Walsh. He's a conservative guy. Yeah. So he was talking about language. He was talking about how language has essentially dumbed down. He was showing a video of some girl on a podcast, and every other word she was saying she was talking when you and you have to the way that I can explain it
I hate when they do that.
That's what I'm me doing that, exaggerating. I'm not exaggerating. That was literally how she
because she has a shortened vocabulary.
Yeah. So and then he read off a letter of like an 18-year-old farm boy that was in the Civil War. Like he was reading off those letters, and the vocabulary that they used when they were writing back home in those fucking letters, these guys didn't have a formal education, any of that shit. You know, they were. I mean, it was masterful. It was like reading a novel that you can tell that wasn't like created in this era, right? So what they're saying, technology is definitely dumbing us down because you no longer need complicated words to purvey ideas. Or you can just send the GIF, send the meme, right? I remember talking to my buddy. Memes are the new hieroglyphs.
A lot of nonverbal
communication. Nonverbal communication. So why use more word when less word do trick? Right?
When a picture is worth 1,000 words.
A picture is worth 1,000 words. All right. And so then Tina also says, or Marco Vitelli says, everybody emulates trends, fashion styles, slang, everything permeates culture. You're absolutely right. And because we're so connected, now it can permeate quicker. That's what I'm saying. That's why you see more people dressed like Bad Bunny, more women acting like Cardi B, right? Because it's easy to be exposed to these new ideas. Like, and I've said this before, when you go to a movie and you watch it, and I've been guilty of this, you fucking download a new personality from your favorite character in the fucking movie, right?
That's because I feel like you don't know who you are.
Exactly. So imagine not knowing who you are and having access to
what you're saying,
okay, so
right? Okay, and I get what you're saying. So it's okay.
And so then Dejor says, we're living life backwards compared to you, Jason. We live life with technology, then go into the real world and experience. You lived in the real world first, then had technology in to become, right? And add a natural way of life. So essentially, right?
When you guys say technology, right?
I'm talking more so like social media, right? You know, like
because I remember when social media broke in.
How old were you when it hit in?
Social media came around when I was like 12, 13.
What was the first platform?
AOL.
AOL Mail? You have to put, but it wasn't it was popular, but not everyone had access to it. I don't believe
so. Everyone.
Break it down as far as like AOL, MySpace.
AOL,
bro, that was back when you had to use internet on CDs, bro.
No, AOL, yes, for the trial. So AOL was a substance, right? And what made AOL so crazy was, number one, dial up. As you know, when DSL came out, made things. They had something called chat rooms, and then they started giving profiles. That was a way to show your identity. That was a way to properly express yourself. It wasn't influenced. Everyone knew what they wanted. It was also basically from AOL. What really changed the game was MySpace. That changed the game so dramatically.
Niggas were learning HTML.
Because dudes were coding without realizing.
Wait, so why did MySpace like all of a sudden just crash?
Facebook.
No,
it was sold. It was sold to Facebook because when Facebook came out, you have to understand what they did with technology is we had MySpace and Facebook was more of an adaptation into college. It was more professional. It was more orientated.
I remember,
and it allowed you to reach out more. Now, here's where I say why I think to go back to the whole generation thing. I get what you're saying, and I agree partially. When I look at your generation, what worries me is when I say you guys live in other people's shadows. You are what you eat, right? Windows to the soul, what you hear. You have even dudes my age.
Hold on. Thank you, Yen. Sorry, Yen Nugent. Thank you.
Appreciate you. Appreciate the love. You get to a point, and again, I'm not trying to come off disrespectful.
If it's true, it doesn't matter, bro.
It's true, but here's the thing. If my generation wants to start repairing, we have to hear you out. We can't have a closed-in mindset because we already experienced that with my mom's generation. You understand what I'm saying?
And that's what I was saying. Like, because they didn't want to do it to us,
but
that's where we are.
But you are right about some things about.
No, I'm not. I don't remember disagreeing.
Like, I'll be real with you. Like, I look at you too, right? You guys don't, and I'm gonna say this, and I know I'm probably gonna get a lot of slack. Your hard times, you haven't even scraped the surface. You're at the tip of the iceberg. And this is
relative. It's relative.
Because there's always exceptions.
Yeah, because my thing with that is if you've only ever known this, then right, like if you've ever only known this, and then this happens, then that's your hard time, right? Like imagine you've only ever known.
No, but I'm not talking part time in that sense. I'm talking about look at the current situations with relationships. Look at the current situations with friendships.
It's a fucking cesspool.
It's a cesspool of disagreement, misunderstanding, right?
Yeah.
But it's heavy influenced by emotions.
Yeah.
And I come from not only a culture and an upbringing, emotions get you killed in life.
Yeah.
And that's what you guys don't see what's going on with your generation. Your emotions that you have every right to push out and explain and express yourself, it's also becoming your demise. Because when your emotion doesn't feel respected, that's when the animosity comes out.
Yeah.
That's when the problem comes out. See, growing up, you don't have to like me. You don't have to respect what the fuck I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, guess what? I had a strong Bible. Hey, you don't like me, I don't give a shit. But your generation's like, oh, he don't like me. Why? The fuck you mean why? Why does it matter?
Yeah.
I think it has I don't know if it has anything to do with this. At least for me, every time, I mean, kids are curious, you know. I was a very curious kid. When I did something and my parents said, don't do that. Oh, why? I genuinely didn't know why. And you know, obviously you love your parents, you respect them, they should know better, but it's just I can't explain it as a kid when you hear don't do that. Why? Because I said so. It's just I don't know why something in me is just like I want to know why.
It now,
and
though.
then
like now that I'm older, I understand.
Now that you're older, but can I say this?
And then wait, but then and then I do the thing, and I'm like I realize like they were right, and it was like learning from a mistake. So at least me as a person, I learned from my mistakes, and so now that I'm a young adult and I'm going through life, I'm heeding the advice from wiser people when they say something like, "Oh, I don't suggest you do that." Okay, my context. I'm processing. Okay, it's probably because they've had experience. I'm gonna trust them.
Okay, so allow me, and here's where the disconnect is, and this is why I feel it is, right? And I'm not gonna say this person's name, but small story, right? Shorty I was messing with, my upbringing is different. Your upbringing is different. Your upbringing is different. Shows me her friend. I said, I do not want you chilling with this person.
She
Why?
said that to you?
I said that.
Oh, you said okay.
I said, she's like, why? I'm like, because I say so. You trust me to leave. We're in a relationship. Stay away from this person.
Okay.
Why?
Wait, but you said that exactly?
Yeah,
like
that.
What you just said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stay away from her. Now, mind you, this is a person who's older than me that I'm telling this to. You understand what I'm saying?
Wow. Yeah.
Older than me. So I understand the respect thing, but that curiosity, sometimes you got to take shit at face value. And this is where, and not trying to change topic to go to male versus female, but that shows you how dynamic it is for women versus male. Because I could say to a man, yo, dog, stay away from that dude. He gonna listen. But women don't, because you guys have been shielded throughout most of your life from responsibility 9 out of 10 times.
Also, if I hear a man tell me, like, don't, like, and your tone exactly, very intimidating, very mean, saying, don't do this because I said so. A part of me instinctually is going to be like, what the hell do you have telling me what to do? Instinctually. I'll think that. But then.
You know why you think that? Because you don't have confidence in me. Not to sound misogynistic, but that's where you gotta trust your partner. Because if you hit me the same way,
I'm not talking about my partner, because I'll trust my partner 100%. I just mean a man in general.
Okay, so but in this case, this is a partner that was a partner of mine.
Okay.
Now she didn't listen. That same person got her locked up. That same person almost cost her freedom, her job, everything, reputation. Worked in the medical field, almost lost all of it. Came down to, if you knew, then why didn't you explain it to me? I did when I said stay away from that person. And that pissed her off. But that's the problem. Because even look at the body language you just did right now. You're like, oh my God, but that's the thing, and that's
But you wanna know why?
But wait.
Okay.
But that's the difference between the generation of my generation and your generation. If let me tell you something, Doug.
Wasn't she older than you though? So in that specific context, it was just like gender difference.
Gender difference,
right?
But her mentality is of a young person.
Okay.
Because it's like, yo, dog, 1,000 times you have to understand, you were here first. I'm not going to challenge you on that. But if I am going to challenge you on that, I have to own it. And that's the problem that goes with the younger generation. Because when they do challenge that, and they challenge the warning, they challenge the authority, and they go find out for themselves, they don't take responsibility for it.
Yeah. Right.
So now that's disrespectful for us because it's like, yo, homie, I told you don't do that. But you did it anyways, and you're not willing to own it. Right. You want to basically get bailed out for something that you didn't want to take as a warning or take responsibility for. Yeah. My generation doesn't do that. Your generation does that all the time, and it deteriorates you. Because what happens is, and I'll say it 1,000 times, bro, your generation is one of the most powerful walking the earth right now. Why? Because your generation understands why you need to have 2 emails. Your generation understands why it's not worth sacrificing years working for a fucking corporation. Your generation understands that, hey, yo, you know what? I'm not going to be miserable like that. I'm going to live my life. But how the fuck are you going to live your life when you don't have a sense of direction? And that sense of direction is you not listening, cuz.
Wait, okay, so Marco said, what is the issue with explaining though, Jay?
Yeah.
And you know what? And that's why I made the face, because like, you know, that's why I am the way that I am, and I'm very detailed oriented.
A simple explanation, right? Like, because like it could have been an easy just going, yo, that's a bad chick. She's gonna get you in trouble, right? Look,
you're right.
But you're not wrong in regards to if you actually trusted my direction, you wouldn't even question it.
Yeah,
but that's
because
the
this
lack,
is obviously a partner we're talking
about. But even if it wasn't, even in friendship, that's a lack of disrespect.
Right.
Lack of respect.
Yeah. That's disrespect. And why is it disrespect? Because you're looking at me at the same level. We do this shit all the time, even applying it to relationships. Look how many people are in relationships fucked up because of their parents. How they got fucked up is because they put themselves in their parents' situation when they should have stayed in a child's place. They put themselves in a situation that had nothing to do with them. They're a product of that environment. They're a product of that relationship. Stay there. Because the moment you involve yourself in that, you take away your natural instinct and your natural influence. You basically are now harbored in, and you're being fed off on somebody else's energy. That's why you stay in your place. That's why you show respect. That's something that your generation lacks. How many people of your generation do you see at your age right now that are fucked up simply because they didn't want to heed the warning? Simply because they wanted to fuck around and find out. That's the truth.
I mean, we are the generation of fucking around and finding out.
And that's why, yo, listen, are there some messed up individuals? And you know what my problem with my generation is that I have, and why I go so hard when I talk about these dudes giving dating advice and whatnot? Because they're from my generation. They want to see y'all get fucked up. Because nothing worse is seeing somebody talk about how to live a life and doing the complete opposite. That's cowardly.
Yeah.
If you, and again, I can't speak for everyone else. Personally, if you tell me not to do something, Jason, I won't do it because I trust you. You know, this is just us two. But I'm still going to ask you why.
I can respect that
because
to a certain caliber.
Because and it's not me questioning that I don't trust you, because I won't do it. Obviously, I trust you, but I need context. Like, I want to know what I'm getting myself into, because what would like, let's say in hypothetically speaking, you tell me, Nate, don't go to this event, or don't talk to this person when you go to this event. Okay, why? I won't do it, I promise. But I want to know why, because if I go to said event and I bump into this person
and they ask you why, you need a reason.
I need to know the context. Okay, so if I'm gonna stay away from this person, I need to come up with an excuse. If I see them, hey, Sal, sorry, I have to go to the bathroom. You know, making up reasonable excuses or finding ways to. I need details, so because I'm a horrible liar, and I need to.
It's not about lying.
Prepare myself. No, I'm talking about this.
Sometimes
context.
You need context to know how to move.
To know how to move in the situation.
Right? You know. All right. say we a team, right? We go out. Lewis was with me that day we went to Wynwood.
Yeah.
And I was saving you that parking space. Buddy came, popped off at the mouth. It is what it is. I'm not an angry person, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we're out in public and I say, yo, it's me and you, somebody getting fresh, and I say, go to the car.
Oh, I'm going to the car. No, because I know the context.
You know the context,
Yes.
right? But what you just said earlier is because if you meet that person, you need a reason not to talk to them. You don't owe nobody an explanation behind an enforcement. And this is what makes it so crazy because no disrespect, but this is the difference again between my generation and your generation. Do you think that, yo, when I was a kid, right, my mom said, yo, don't take candies from the stranger. You think I asked her why? Fuck no. I was like, okay, don't take candy from a stranger. Did you ever ask your parents, why can't I take candy from a stranger?
I don't think I asked them, but I thought it. I was like,
thought it. But the respect you had, but the respect you had for your parents kept your motherfucking mouth shut. That's the truth.
Oh no, okay. I understand what you're saying.
Okay, and so
I didn't say it because I respect. I'm like,
but
I don't know. But I thought it, and I wasn't gonna say it.
But there's nothing wrong with thinking it. But there's a problem when you basically move on your thoughts without reason. You can't have rhyme without reason. Okay. And that's something that a lot of women naturally don't want to accept when it comes from a man.
Here we go back to women.
No, real shit. And because that's the greatest example that basically makes people understand. That's why I keep going back.
That's what's happening. I remember seeing a clip.
But if I may finish this part, right?
Go.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanna say that to say this, right? When it comes to following direction, you know how they say, and I said this to my cousin the other day, you know how they say life is like chess?
Yeah.
It is not like chess.
Oh.
It's never been like chess. You know why? Because in chess, command is taken, meaning you do as I say. This is the real world. Everyone has free thought, free actions. So there's no way you could play this game like chess. The way life works, in my opinion, this is a game of checkers. And the reason I say it's a game of checkers, because as you have to sit today, just as you're here today, this was a choice.
Yeah.
Life is based on choices. And every choice you make in life, you are sacrificing something. Every choice is a fork in the road. You're either going right or you're going left. But guess what? The idea is to make it to the other side. I cannot do shit for none of y'all in here till I make it to the other side. Because in a game of checkers, that's the only way you could come back, right? But what people fail to understand is, even though I made it to the other side, coming back to you could still fuck me up.
I'm not gonna lie.
And that's where the whole thing of respect is. Right. It's that mindset, because it's like, yo, if I tell you, Nate, don't talk to this guy, take it. You could be like, I need to understand why.
Wait.
And if you tell me that, my response is, okay, time and place, but not now. Just do as I say.
Okay.
I'm not going to shut you out.
No, right.
But
wait, okay. I understand that, and I do appreciate that. Now, I understand how you are, your thought process. I get it. At least for me, you know, I am very detail oriented with people because I want them to be detail oriented with me. And so when you tell me stay away from this guy, I'll be like, okay, I trust Jason.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna stay away from this man. But I like to gossip, so please tell me why, because I want to know.
You know why you like to gossip?
Because it's like
you know
Jason,
why?
Talk the talk. Like,
honestly, you know why?
Because you're a woman.
No.
You're a woman. You got a pussy.
No. No, because men are the same way. I can tell you right now, and whether people want to acknowledge, I could shake a man's hand and I could tell if that man is good or not. I could read the fucking room. A lot of people, you guys say it all the time. When I come into the room, it's like attention's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know who you are. When you know who you are, you can't be broken. You can only be challenged, but you cannot be broken. And the same thing applies. So as you thinking that and as you're going that route, you want to know why, because your curiosity gets the best of you. You have a problem of accepting things the way they are. And that's y'all as a generation as a whole. Not you directly.
No, I know.
But your generation has a way of accepting things the way they are. And I'm not saying you can't challenge. I say challenge, but you gotta have.
No, you know where I see what's wrong with that? Because like, you know, I've been put in a situation where I do as I'm told, and then I find out that I'm being manipulated. So I have my own voice and I have my own thought process, and I'm curious. Who you are? I know who I am. I'm talking about back then. Obviously, like
that's what I'm saying. Did you know who you were back then?
Oh no, back then I didn't know. Go.
Now you know who the fuck you are. You can't be that, and that's why I want you guys to understand how powerful your generation is.
So I'll say this. I think the issue with our generation is that we are the most delusional. I'll say that much.
Facts.
But
without reason.
No, yeah. Here's the thing. There is reason, but it's not sound reasoning, right? That's what I have to say to that.
Yeah, because what if the reason is like a little messed up? Like, oh, and I'm not about you.
I just had a feeling. I just felt like you had it right. I'm just saying it's not sound reasoning. So, I also feel like that we're the most standoffish as well. We're just the most what's the word? We're the most adamant on going against authority. We just don't like authority figures. I think that's the biggest thing. So
I want to say that.
Yeah.
And we can go on to the next topic. Yeah. And I'm happy that you said that because I want to hear your feedback on that.
So I remember I saw, we're the most combative. You're right, Deja. We're the most combative. I remember seeing a clip. This is in regards to, what was it? Delusion or something like that. I forgot why I wanted to bring up the clip, but I remember seeing a clip. This was on the Fresh and Fit podcast. It was a clip of where they were talking to a girl about women attracting men versus men attracting women. Yeah.
Oh, man.
So it's like,
shit.
I remember she was they were saying something along like, if you're a young, beautiful, attractive girl, you're not going to have any problem like getting a man. There's literally going to be no problem at all getting a man, right?
I strongly disagree with that.
No, listen, there's no problem getting a man, like getting a man to sleep with you, not keeping a man, but there's no problem. Like, I don't think a young, beautiful, attractive woman would have any problem with a man approaching her and like getting.
Jason, we literally talked about this not too long ago.
I know. I want him to finish.
And so then that's what I think Myron was saying that. And so then one of the girls disagreed, and he was like, okay. And she's like, no, because like men can do it too. Like when men get a lot of women, they're championed or whatever, right? So it's like, and she was saying it's not fair. So then he was saying like, okay,
it's not fair.
Take an example, right? He said example being Justin Bieber. What did Justin Bieber have to do to get the attention of like all women want to sleep with Justin Bieber? Why?
Nothing. Breathe.
Like people want to sleep with him. Why? Because he's a multi-million like Grammy award winning. He's rich and he's famous. He's literally rich and famous, right? Mm-hmm. The average man couldn't command as much want as Justin Bieber because he's not that. But the average woman, right? The average, like a 5'6", right?
She can doll up.
The average woman can throw a couple pictures on Instagram. She's getting flown out to Dubai by an oil baron, right? So what they're saying is like
the dynamic.
Yeah, the dynamic between what men and women are capable of doing is just it's not equal. It doesn't equate because you need for a man to get here, because women are already here. For a man to get here, there has to be a bigger foundation, and that's why men don't generally.
If I may speak on that, and I'm happy you said that.
Yeah,
that's why the women of my generation are so fucked up
because they want it all.
It's not. I can't say they want it all. Look at what you just said, right? Yeah. Men with the status, he got money, he's balling, he's set up, he's successful. The problem is when you get to a certain point in life, you got the experience, right? Women hate on older women hate on younger women, and they hide it as support.
Yep.
They hide it.
Oh my gosh,
support.
You're so freaking right, dude.
Okay.
You're so right. I'm sorry. I know what he's gonna say.
No,
he's so right though.
They hide it as support. And here's why I say that, right? Nate, you're young as shit. Mm-hmm. You're in your prime. Okay. Prime comes.
Before you continue, Horny God has some. In all honesty, this generation holds on to values that have no real merit. TikTok, YouTube, Google Chrome, these applications carry the weight of guiding this generation.
Strongly agree. Good
right.
shit.
We are being guided by technology, and we're only feeding each other garbage. We're literally just feeding each other garbage, you know. And that's we're gonna lead to our own instruction. All right.
Okay.
As you're saying.
So when it comes to women, right? The hot chicks, I've been around. I dated some of the most beautiful chicks, and I'm not gonna say they're not nutcases, but they are delusional, and they have a lot of insecurities, a lot, because they're always in competition mode. They're never satisfied. Women naturally are never satisfied, and that's our fault as men because we cater to that. Now, to get into the topic of older women hating on younger women and hide it in support, you know how they hide it in support? Do you be independent?
Get that bag, queen.
Why would a young woman of your age listen to a woman who's in my age bracket who went that way and it didn't work out for her? And this is no disrespect to my family members, especially the old heads. But you know how many uncles I got saying, you got to do this, you got to do that. And I laugh at them because I'm like, did it work for you? No, I go against the grain. You have to live a life. You have to go against the grain. Women hate on women and they hide it in support. Look at the music industry. Let's talk about the Sierra situation, the Beyonces,
the Tia Mowry.
Bro, now, mind you, it blows my mind because here they're telling you young women, the world is yours. It was theirs at 1.2, but they hate on it because guess what? The same man that they went after, they got traded in for you. So while he's going after you, they're telling you, oh no, don't let him use you. You need to be independent because they don't want to lose their position. The truth of the matter is older women hate on younger women. That is why you guys wear makeup. You don't wear it for us. You're not doing your hair for us. Very rare cases.
Women say it all the time. I'm not doing it for you.
You're not getting your breasts done. Listen, at the end of the day, and I don't give a damn who, put me on, bro. I don't say it like this. I don't care how these older women feel. Women check out other women. Y'all in competition with each other. That's why you guys are always animosity towards each other, because y'all compare yourselves. You know us men, what we care about? Success. That's what threatens me from another male, what he's able to produce, not the way he looks. That motherfucker can have a six-pack and be chiseled out and drop dead gorgeous. That don't mean shit to me. You know why? Because if I'm set up and I'm financially good, I built that for myself. He can't touch me. That's where it matters to me as a man. But women understand beauty is their way in and it's also their exit. And unfortunately, whether women want to acknowledge it or not, sorry to tell y'all, love, y'all expire over time. And that's what we're seeing now.
And to the ladies that are like, there are definitely older women who are bad. But
guess what? The majority but even the bad ones, guess where they're fucked up? They got the experience.
Yep.
And because they got the experience, they're not willing to sell because they know exactly what they want out of life. And the one time they could have been submissive and understanding was in their 20s when they should have been with the dude who was grinding to get where he wants to be.
Hey.
No, shit.
No, Dejor, don't be attacking Tina.
Does Mr. What's-It have
but women, think about it. Women do expire over time.
You do have permission, Mr.
You get what I'm saying? Listen. If you want to really compare it, men are like a bottle of wine. Bottle of wine get better over time. Why? Because we understand we have to build our worth. Women, yes, some of y'all are built with your worth, but the game is messed up because of us.
Expire is outrageous.
Let's keep it 100. The game is messed up because of men.
Because men are allowing that stuff.
They're allowing that behavior. Now, mind you,
because
you could be the most
beautiful.
Pussy does not have power. That's a delusion.
No, but listen. The reason why pussy has power,
there is nothing wrong.
Why I believe that's a true statement is because, it's crazy because I remember I was thinking about this on the drive here.
The way that Jason is saying.
I was thinking about this on the drive here.
Thank you, Mama.
Actually, I was thinking about this for a good majority of the day, and I don't know where it came from, but men I would like to think the average man doesn't necessarily care about like fast cars or like jewelry and cool watches.
That's a feminine trait, in my opinion.
Listen, the reason why I say they don't care about it, right? Unless it's like, I would say it's like their hobby or whatever. Like it's something that they keep to themselves to
their happiness.
Yeah, exactly, right. But when it comes to like showing it out and stuff like that, and things
that's
of that
a feminine trait.
I think because men understand that the average woman, when they see you showing off like the things that you can that you have, like the things that you can produce, that tells them that you can provide for them, right? And because we're in the modernity or whatever, you don't really get a relationship.
But it's a flip too, because if sorry to cut you off, it's a flip because small story again. I'm a biker.
Yeah.
I ride. We go to the beach. It's nothing. It's love. I'll never forget. There was a dude in a Porsche GT. This is even back in the day, this is like $80,000, $100,000, almost $130,000 freaking Porsche. He's looking at me and my crew, and he's like, "Oh, little boy toys. I got a bad bitch." Da, 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 da. Me being the smart ass I was, I'm like, yeah. Guess what? We get the same type of woman. She wants me for an experience. She wants you for your money, nigga. That's the difference between a woman and a man. Women want experiences in life.
Yeah.
That was a cool, like, she wants you for your money. She wants me for my experience.
Oh, no, he wants live it. He's like, we're rich right now, $1,000. And I'm like, bro, you're not going to win. But the truth of the matter is that just shows this is the mindset of a woman. And I say it, and it's not all women, but the majority of women want to have experience. They don't care so much about materialistic things 9 out of 10 times.
Can I tell you a little
what you can provide?
Can I tell you a little story time?
Yeah.
It's a little funny. Bro, speaking of experience, and I mean this like in the little things, because there are some things that like I'll talk with my man about, and like I just did my nails, you guys. These are so pretty. And he was like, "Oh my god, they look like coffin style." And I'm like, "Bitch, how the fuck do you know that term? You've been fucking with other bitches before me, haven't you?" And I do that for shits and giggles. I do that jokes. Like I do that for funsies, and he starts laughing and he's like, "Ha ha." And
Look, I know about nails because I used to have girl best friends, and they would take me to do nail things. I know. I
don't care. I don't care. In all honesty, this is just me goofing around.
I remember seeing that meme. Like I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And it's just like one of those instances where it's like, you know, it kind of hits you. It's like, wow, my partner has experience, like or like knowledge, or like, wow,
women are territorial.
Or like he'll do that thing in bed, and I'll be like, you did this on. There's no way.
But you know what? That's what's crazy. You know what? We're the same way. We're the same way. Cause yo, Ben, look in the camera and tell me right now, if you're getting some sloppy top and she's really good at it, you ain't thinking some shit.
No, I don't think about it. I don't think about it.
I'm sorry.
I don't think
about it. You're like,
I don't think about it. I don't think about where she learned it from.
It was Joe, wasn't it?
No. I think about it because I'm like, okay, there's more to the story than been sold.
I don't think about it.
Been sold. Okay, I give you power on that. Listen, I'm looking at it as like, oh no, you dangerous.
I subscribe to this. I remember with my girl, she, bless her heart, I remember she wanted to tell me her body count. She wanted to tell me.
Oh, hell no.
No. Listen. She wanted me to tell me her body count. She was like, "Oh, it's not high, yada yada." I remember saying to her, I was like,
"But the number doesn't matter."
In my head, I was thinking, the number doesn't matter. If I hear any number,
I'm gonna be upset.
I'm gonna be right. So I turned to her.
Okay.
Listen, I turned to her. I looked at her. I turned to her. I was like, "Babe, look, I like you for you, right? And because I like you, I don't want to make myself upset. So I'm not going to ask you what your body. I legitimately don't care. I care, but I don't care."
Mr. Horny Guy said because it doesn't matter. It's not that it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It's what type of men you sleep with that bothers me.
My thing is, if you like the girl, if you like her, and you feel like you can trust her with your heart, then her body count shouldn't matter in regards to not matter enough to learn what it is. It doesn't matter to me to learn what it is.
Oh God!
Because like here's
the moment Ben hears 50.
Because bro, it doesn't matter to me to learn what it is.
Oh,
and
God.
she's probably gonna watch this episode later, babe. It doesn't matter to me. I already told you that. It doesn't matter to me to learn what it is. I don't care what it is, because I already told you that night that I like you for you. And I'm not gonna hurt my own feelings by right? Doesn't matter what the number is.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna think about the kind
Wait,
of.
So is this a case where it's like, because I feel this way sometimes too. Yeah. You know, like it's like I don't care what the number is. I don't like the thought of you sleeping with.
I don't like the thought I don't like the thought. I don't want to think about the men that you slept with. I'm with you now. Let's not.
You were a virgin
let's
before
not
you met
judge up
me.
the
Your
past,
generation is so
because
different.
here's the thing. Like I
I'm just kidding. It's-
do care about body count, right? But I cannot condemn someone if I'm in the same trenches.
You know
You're
what,
right, yeah,
Jason?
Like right, like the way that I see
I
it,
don't give a
but the
fuck
way that I see it,
how you feel about us being sensitive.
the reason why I think the game is fucked up because you got these niggas who are bagging all these chicks and then they want to turn around and go like, oh yeah, I want me a virgin or I want a girl with a low body count, yada yada. But their body counts are in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s.
But if I may, right, and this is where I get critical on it, and I'm gonna say it like this: body count doesn't matter to me. It's always gonna matter to me. But what matters most is the caliber.
Right.
The caliber.
Oh yeah. No, you're right. You're
Okay,
right.
so
You're right, Jason.
if you fuck with 50 extravagant niggas, it wouldn't bother you because they're all awesome.
I would have been like, damn, 50.
Let's be realistic.
I mean,
right?
at this age,
If you're in my age, if I'll be real with you, if you in my age bracket, I'm 36. I would expect the average woman here in Miami to at least have 15.
Huh?
15.
Oh, yeah,
15 bodies.
I don't
15
doubt
bodies. You lived,
Yeah.
but
No, but here's the
If-
thing.
wait,
It depends on
wait.
how old you are. That's my thing. Yeah.
yeah. But it's the caliber of men, and this is where I go critical on women because I don't like what I call them chameleons. I don't like women who are chameleons. And what a chameleon is if your ex doesn't have similarities to me,
Yeah.
you are an opportunist, in my opinion. Meaning, if you're gonna get with someone who's street like me, and then before you got with me, you were with some country folk, Garth Brooks celebrating, going to Roundup. You're not real to me.
But
You're taking what you can get.
She realized she always liked the street life.
My thing to that is
At my age?
listen.
Oh, I don't know.
My thing to
At
your
my
age,
age?
at your age maybe that's
Come
different.
on,
At
dog.
your age maybe that's different.
Like you
But-
know you like hood niggas, country boys, emos, or preppy.
No.
There's no mixed shit. This is not
okay.
Skittles. We're not tasting the rainbow.
At 36, you should know what you like. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
But if you're like my girl, she's somewhere in chat. What did she say? She said. She said, you weren't with me when this convo happened, Lamau. No, babe, look. Remember when we went to the park and, we were walking? We were at the park.
Oh, shit. And this nigga just got in trouble. Nigga just out of himself.
We were at the park and we were talking, just like randomly talking, and you had brought it up, and I told you that I didn't care. I remember this vividly. I remember I said to her, I didn't care.
Listen. I'm gonna say it like this.
Give us the body count, Jay.
Give us the body count.
Let me finish.
Why you gotta get my body count? My body count's not important.
Let me finish.
Putting a pin on this.
Yeah. I mean, I alady know Jay's body count. We already talked about this.
How you know my body count?
You told me. You even counted. I
had to count. I wrote it down because I couldn't. You know what? Shut the fuck up. Damn, dog. Dry snitching like a motherfucker.
I mean, you look.
Can you not look at me like that?
I will
look
know.
at the microphone.
I will know.
Any hoosers.
No, you won't.
So yeah, we did have that conversation. So what was I saying? Oh, okay.
I can't believe this nigga just ratted me
Tina.
in.
Wait, fuck.
So like,
yeah, Tina. She right. Talk about her so much. I want to know. Anyway,
my thing with body count is this: if you're at a certain age, like I think Dejor put in chat. 15 at 36
is low.
That's low. Like, if I'm being completely honest, 15 at 36.
That's not low. It's based on city. I put it based on location. Because if you're coming from a place like
a small town,
like Arkansas, in a small town, and you got that means I just kissed the bartender when I kissed you. Yeah. I don't want that.
That means you're running into accidents so much higher.
We're a big city.
Okay, so like Miami. If the body count is 15 in Miami at 36,
average to me.
Yeah, that's low, right? Like that would tell me, right? Like, I mean, the older you are and the lower your body count is, to me, that either tells me that you're in long-term relationships, or there's something wrong with you. Right? Those are the only two things. You're either a really good at staying in long-term relationships, so you know what to look for in a partner to have a long relationship.
What the fuck?
or there's fucking something wrong with you.
Jason hella picky, so I say no more than 2.
So
Although that may be a true statement.
Like, if you're
you've taken one for the team so many times, so
if you're in your
nigga,
if you're in your
you've literally taught. Why did you? What? You're saying that like if it's a secret?
You've told the stories on this cast.
You've told the
but don't
story
put your
so
imagination to it. Just take it at face value. Y'all guessing now. Stop guessing.
I mean, I'm
You're not
guessing.
gonna know.
I know what it is. You told me.
I didn't write it all down, fool.
Okay.
Fine.
So I have an idea because we talked about it already. Anyway, so my thing, the reason why. Oh yeah, I'll tell you later. The reason why I think I remember now. I think the game is fucked up because you got these niggas out here who are tagging all these chicks, but they want a girl with a low body count. And I'm not gonna be the person to condemn someone for their body count if it's equal to or like a bit higher than mine, right? I'm not gonna, because like we live, right? So, but I think what we should discourage is just like
not valuing yourself and just jumping around.
I think that's what that's what they're trying to discourage, but they're doing it poorly. You know, they're trying to like shame these people instead of just going like, hey, look, I'm not gonna fuck with you like that because you lived your life in a way that I don't fuck with. So you continue your thing, move on, right? If you're not fucking with me when you're doing that, so you can move on. But they're attempting to shame and make these women feel bad. Whatever, bro. My thing is,
you know, when you talk about that now, I think of the Passport Bros. Because I laugh. Because if you think you're gay,
like bro,
if you're going to another country and you're picking up that chick, yo, you think her body count is gonna be low? Ben's
body count is 5. Women don't like me, bro. So,
bro, no, but look, okay.
Listen, you all want to know my body count? Here it is.
Oh.
You'll never know.
Bitch.
So Mr.
Anyways,
says,
Mr.
what's the damage of knowing your partner's body count?
Okay.
So this is what
let me just take this one and I'll let you. I just really want to get that. At least to me, the damage of knowing a woman's body count.
Let's say your partner.
It's subjective. If it's my partner, it's gonna hurt me. Not so much because she's been with so many dudes, is because I have an emotion tied to her. And I see her in a light that I see different from other women. And then naturally you put that person on a pedestal and that factors in. And it's like you have to come into terms. The person's not really who you thought they were.
Yeah.
And that leads to disappointment.
No, I definitely believe if you hear a body count that you weren't expecting, that's on the higher end, that will lead to resentment. I wholeheartedly believe
I got some homegirls
to some degree, because I feel like. And I had a buddy.
Mr. Horny Guy, please don't call me an alpha. I am no fucking alpha. I hate that.
Alpha J, beta Ben.
He hates it. Dude, guys, literally one time.
I'm a ligma male, okay? Don't mess with me.
A ligma male. Literally one time, I forgot what we were talking about, but as jokesies, I was like, King. You go off King. I think I said
I'm not a king.
I said go off King. And that's like a meme, like a little, Gen Z thing that internet says. But he took it to heart.
So I had a buddy that
I didn't earn that title.
So I had a buddy that was messing with this chick, and I remember he described her as like just being really cool, down to earth, like he was really like vibing with her or whatever. And then they got onto the topic of body count, right? And she did not want to tell him her body count because she already knew what would come about of that. Mm-hmm. And him being the progressive, kind of like open-minded, like free love, like, you lived your life, I'm going to respect you, yada, yada. He was like, yo, just tell me anyway. It's not going to change anything. I really like you, yada,
How
yada.
old were they? More or less?
In their early 20s. Like early to mid 20s.
Okay.
So like, he's like, he's trying to be like, the understanding, open, yada, yada. Let me have your body count, right?
That nigga's stupid.
Yeah.
Yo, that dude is stupid, dog. Why?
So she tells him his body count, and he's like, and
I see him like this. He's like, okay, and like, down the eye,
he's already like mentally, he's like, oh nah. And like,
what did she say?
I think it was like 20 or 30 something.
What?
But like,
How old?
But they're in their 20s, right? They're
Like us,
in their
probably.
20s. You know, they're in their 20s. So like,
Dog, 30.
that's a new dick a year, bro. You know what I'm saying? A dick and a half a year, right?
No, because if she's in her 20s,
Yeah.
that means she's going through 3 dicks a year. Minimum.
Oh, you know what? Because like,
unless she's been sleeping since she was 13.
Yeah, you're right.
That means she got 3 dudes on rotation.
Yeah.
She get pop-outs from one dude, she get gas from the other, and the other dude paid the cell phone bill. She playing Monopoly on these fools, bro.
So yeah, like she tells the fucking oh look, I didn't want to out you, Mr. Horny God. I was trying to be I was trying to be
oh my God.
It was Mr. Horny God.
Yo, dog, that's foul. Why would you out him like that?
He outed himself. He literally said, in my defense, I wasn't feeling her. He
felt guilty.
Yeah.
You brought out the, you see, that's what's wrong with your generation.
I was holding on to anonymity. Mr. Horny God outed himself. Yes, I know Mr. Horny God personally.
Yeah, you also try to out me too. You see, I see what you do.
The point is, when he's like, oh, I wasn't really feeling her. And I bet you definitely weren't feeling her when she fucking told you that fucking body count.
All right.
So what I'm saying is, for me, at least personally, knowing the body count, and if it's fucking higher than mine, or if it's higher than I expected, right? Then me personally, because I am the way that I am, I'm gonna think about all the times, and I know this is unhealthy, but I'm gonna think about the times you're getting your fucking shit caved in by the last thing you were fucking with. That's just me, and I know it's unhealthy.
That's gonna go on.
But like, I remember that's what I think about, because one of the why I blame How I Met Your Mother. It was an episode where Barney and Ted were trying to get a chick. They're trying to get a chick, and Barney ended up sleeping with her first, and then Ted. Wow, he's dying.
Jesus Christ.
You made me choke on my water, bro.
And so I remember when Ted finally got her, he didn't know Barney. He didn't know.
No. You hear what she just said to me?
No.
You out your damn mind. You can tell him that.
Bro, he choked. I'm like, learn how to swallow.
Pause. Resume. So he doesn't find out that Barney hooked up with her until like he's already like kind of like serious with her, right? So like there's a scene where he's about to like sleep with her, then he just like envisions Barney like all over her. Like he's looking at her shoulders, like, oh, and Barney's like, oh yeah, I kissed his shoulder. So if you kiss his shoulder, just know that I kissed it first. Yeah. So in my mind, it's like, if I know about your partners and I know what they look like and I know what they were like or whatever the fuck, then when I'm with you, I'm going to imagine how they were doing you as I'm doing you. You know what I mean? And that throws me off. It really does. And that's where the resentment builds. Like with my girl now, I remember telling her, I do not care about your ex. I do not care about any stories that you have to tell.
That nigga in the face.
I'm not gonna meet it. I don't care who. Like, right? It's like I don't.
So if you happen to be strolling through the street with your chick, hypothetically, right?
Hypothetically, yeah.
And y'all at the grocery store, she runs into her ex.
So my thing is,
wait. And he gives her that hug. What you doing?
And
you know what hug I'm talking about.
So,
do you know what hug
I know what hug you're talking about.
Okay.
It's the under the back hug.
Nah.
What? A long hug?
No.
What are you talking about?
See that? So let me put y'all up on game real quick.
Let's start wrapping up. And I'm kind of upset that we didn't talk about this whole Chris Brown situation.
So, Mr. What's It to You? Shouldn't you want to know everything about your potential partner? So here's the thing.
No,
here's the thing. So I think that people should be allowed to have their secrets if it doesn't negatively affect the relationship.
I don't want to know how good my partner enjoys.
So there are certain things that there are certain things that I would want my partner to just have for themselves, right? Now, if there are other things that like, yo, if she wants to explain to me like, oh, I'm like this because this happened to me in the past relationship, that's fine. If she brings it up, I was like, oh yeah, this happened in a past relationship. One of my exes did this to me. You know, that'll make me understand where she's coming from. But I don't want to hear like I don't want to hear like.
Hold on, did you just say you'd be okay with your girl telling you certain experience, but you don't want to go too much detail?
Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't want to go. It's like this. Like, imagine she says, this is completely hypothetical. She says like, oh, I don't like this because in a past relationship this happened, and that's how I don't really feel comfortable with that because that tells me this, right? If it's like in a way of communicating to build, then right, that's fine, right? But not
more of just venting
Yeah,
and intrusively thinking,
Yeah,
oh my
like-
god, like that one time I did that thing
Exactly.
with my ex.
I don't
and it's
want to
like
hear
you were just thinking
yeah,
about him.
I don't want to hear you vent about your ex. I don't want to hear the bad. Right? I don't want
unless you're like in a trauma response
Exactly.
moment and you're venting and it's like this one specific trauma response is because of your ex and
because like I don't believe in ex bashing, right? Because like
no, yeah,
like
Two sides to a story
No,
and the truth.
No, you're absolutely
So three.
right. You're absolutely right. But I don't believe in ex bashing because then that tells me
Yeah.
if you're bashing your ex to me, then if we don't make it,
yeah.
then you're gonna be bashing me.
Which
to
is
the
why
next
every
guy,
time,
right?
like, if for whatever reason I say something like to my partner in regards to my ex, I always say, not bashing him at all. Because I don't bash people in general,
If
especially
they're
my
not there
exes.
to defend themselves.
Yeah.
But also,
you're
this
just
is
like
why
going-
men don't like single mothers 9 out of 10 times because you bash your ex.
Well,
I have
yeah,
only been on one date where a chick had a kid and she did not bash the baby father, and she
Yeah.
took accountability and said we were both young and we
Oh.
both didn't know what he was doing. She's not a bad person. He's figuring out his life. That men love respect. But if you're gonna be like, yo, he ain't shit,
Then like
he was good enough to nut in you.
Then you don't like men. Yeah, like you're bitter. That's what that tells me. If
Did
you're
you just take a picture of me?
I did. Can I
If-
just say,
if you're
I
bashing
just
your- oh.
love how your hat is covering your eyebrows.
if you're bashing your ex, that just tells me you're bitter, and that tells me you have a lot more problems than
And you're still healing.
and you're still exactly. So what am I doing here? So that's that. And so the thing with if my girl saw her ex, from what it was described to me, I don't think that
If I may, right?
If you may.
I don't think I have to worry about that.
When
Because-
it,
know
when
what
it,
I'm
because
saying?
I you know, I'm not. Again, I'm still learning,
yeah,
and when it comes, the reason why and me personally, does body count bother me? I've grown to understand that life. I know plenty foul ass niggas.
yeah,
Like I know some foul ass niggas. I know some treacherous ass women. It's a game. You either playing or you getting played. And at the same time, you don't want to run out of quarters. Because you run
Yeah.
out of quarters, you're out of order. That's it. So when it comes to if I'm with a chick and she wants to tell me her body count, I can't stop her. You get what I'm saying? I can't. But at the same time, that's why it's important to build the connection. And the reason to build that connection is simply because that's where you don't want to move too fast. I'm not trying
Yeah.
to spit poetry to y'all,
No, right.
but you move too fast, your expectations not realistic. You got to understand. And I'm going to say this to the viewers right now. When you messing with a chick, messing with a man, you're automatically going to compare your ex. And so is the other person. That's how it works. You can't buy a car brand new off the lot without thinking about your old beater.
yeah.
Why?
and this
because
can be
that's
in a
how-
good way or a bad way.
Yeah, because that's how we're designed. But the truth of this whole thing with the body count, the problem that I think us men that we have with y'all women when it comes to your body count is how careless you are when you talk about it. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I don't want to be just another number.
Yeah.
I don't want to be another, oh yeah, well, he's one of the 30 that I smashed. No, because the truth is, a chick can have 30, say she got 30 bodies. All right, she went through some trauma. Me being a spiritual person, you ask for love, God sends you somebody trouble. A person who's trouble is going to have a trouble past. But how you hold yourself, how you represent yourself, that's going to be the equalizer to the situation to bring me peace. Where it's like, damn, you know what? Shorty had a rough upbringing, looking for love in all the wrong places. She landed at my footstep, but she came correct. Now I have to make a choice because the truth of the matter is, if it's real, it's real. And you have to own that as a man. Because if you're going to sit here as a man and be like, yo, I ain't dealing with a shorty who ain't got less than 10, nigga, then using the fantasy.
You're a goof.
This
You're
is
a
real
clown.
life.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you to go for the shorty with the 150 guys that she's been with. But I will say this, shorty has a past just like you do. And if she has a past just like you do, you better identify, you better find a solution. Because us men, we build. What scares us about a woman having
Clear your
high body
throat.
count, What scares us about a woman having a high body count is we're investing the one thing we can't get back. Time. So if you have a high body count, I'm looking about, well, shit. She's done so much shit. Now she don't even know what she wants. I tell my boys this shit all the time, the ones who think they're players.
Yeah.
I got a homie, yo, no lie, he got 75 on the list.
Damn.
And this is when we were by, what, 24?
Oh, wow.
Jesus
75 on the
Christ.
list. 75 on the list. First name, last name. Now imagine this. You know why he's screwed now? Because he's alone, not because he's picky. He's done so much shit. He's absorbed so much energy, he can no longer be satisfied. He has a mindset to see what's more out there.
No, because
you have to be reserved.
And
that's the thing that we don't, and that's the thing, and that's me talking to the men.
I understand.
The men need to understand that.
Right.
The more, so when you listen to these red pill guys, understand something, bro. Yeah, they having all the time of their life, they smashing all these chicks, but guess what? They ain't taking them home, they ain't building with them. They're the ones getting used because they're putting their time and effort to lay with them, whether it's cash or time, if not both.
Yeah.
Men, real men, genuine men, the blue collar, the ones that we are, we'd want to build.
And the thing that sucks is that they know that these, right, some of these red pill content creators, they know these women aren't worth their time, but they're still
doing it,
still messing with them, right? And
the Fresh and Fit podcast people, bro, like, dude.
Yeah, some of the guys that they get on there, bro, is like
this is your argument. Like, number one, you agreeing on females on a panel who can't defend themselves. That's one.
No, but
two.
So the point of that,
it's an ego trip.
No, I wouldn't even say it's an ego trip. This is what I'll argue that the point of that they get these what they do is, it's my understanding because I've seen a few of their casts.
It's cringe.
No, I mean what they do is they literally get the average Miami chick.
Yep.
And what they do is they bring this average Miami chick out in front of the thousands of people that they have, and they go, guys, this is the women that you're simping over. Recognize what you're doing to yourselves.
But yet you have her there and you're paying for her.
No, well, they don't pay them.
Wow.
They don't pay all. I mean, I don't know if they pay all of them.
They use an agency.
What?
The panel of girls that go on their show come from an agency.
No, they do it from Instagram as well. Like they hit them up on Instagram, stuff like
Some
that.
of them.
So, but the point is, they get these women on, right? And they just ask them questions. They ask them what they think about this, that, and the third. And they go, hey, fellas, these are the kind of women. This is the average Miami girl. Wake up. Don't fucking fall for it because they don't. This is what's going to happen to you, right? So I get that aspect. It's like a cautionary tale thing. Where it's cringe is just that, well, yeah, these women, they can't defend themselves. Yeah, it's actually pitiful.
But can I drop some game for the women
when they get these girls on and like they ask them questions and they're like giving their points of view, and it's some of the most dog shit opinions you've ever heard.
I'm gonna give some game to the girls, and y'all can take what y'all want with this.
Yeah,
and y'all can get mad at me saying this, but when a bachelor looks at your profile, whether it's on Tinder, Instagram, what's that? What a Bumble, POF, right? And we see you in a picture on a yacht. The average Joe is naturally gonna think, whose dick did you suck to be on that boat?
Yep.
So do yourself a favor and stop putting yourself in photos for a lifestyle that you cannot acquire with what you do for yourself.
Unless the yacht's yours.
Unless the yacht's yours. Because the truth of the matter is, when you're talking about a good-hearted dude, you're talking about a real solid dude, we look at that heavy.
Yeah.
Because how do you put yourself, it's almost like you're photoshopping your reality, and your reality is not real because you don't have the means to acquire that lifestyle. But yet, you put that out there, so the average Joe's gonna be like, yeah, she's on a boat. Yeah, she's on a canopy. There's just one part missing.
Who's
you work
driving?
At, your profile says you work at Publix as a cashier.
Who's driving?
Who's dick riding? Like that's just me giving y'all game.
You're with your girls, so you group on for that.
Yeah,
for that yacht, right? Yeah.
But on that note,
who's a group on? Damn, no Chris Brown dog.
All right, we're gonna do a Chris Brown.
Real talk, real quick.
That bitch deserved that shit. If Chris Breezy,
Hold up.
C Breezy himself is doing his thing, and you on your motherfucking phone, Nick, he should have tossed that shit sooner. Bro, all I'm saying is that's what, and that, that's the title of this video, the state of modernity at its finest. That's what that literally paints that. People are more interested in getting video for views and likes instead of actually
living for the moment.
Like, bitch, this chick is like this.
That's like the same thing with LeBron when he made his shot. Everyone had a camera. It was one old dude who was just like this.
Chris Brown is right here. And she's
I know.
like that.
I know you want to talk on this, so go ahead, please.
Okay, let me put a little context for you guys. So, if for those of you who haven't seen, there is a video out there. You know, Chris Brown was like, you know, at a concert, it was an event. He's like, you know, singing, doing his thing, he's dancing. He brought a fan on stage. You know, he brought a fan on stage, and he brought, you know, there's a chair. She's sitting down. He's giving her a dance. You know, Chris Brown is a really great dancer, and like that. And he's doing his thing. This is Chris Brown we're talking about. Oh, and this girl has the audacity to have her phone and like right there just record him. I get it. You know, you wanna save a little vid, but Chris Brown so elegantly takes the phone, like he's dancing and he goes like this. He, like,
he did that shit smooth as fuck.
He did it really smooth. I'm like, oh, okay.
Got her ass.
He did the first time. It was like, put it down his lap.
The second time,
there was probably like 30 seconds later. Like he continues a while with his profile or whatever. His performance. I'm so sorry. I'm such a dumbass. With his performance, and again. Like, and I even think like he even like actually verbally told her, and she still didn't listen. And she after probably the third time, he was like, yeet. And like yeeted it out. And I'm like, it was at first when I saw the caption and like, you know, when it was sent to me, I was like, oh, it's giving Bad Bunny. But I'm like, nope, it's not, because
this was way more deserved.
This was way more deserved.
Dude, I'm just saying, like, I don't want to sound like that guy, but imagine how entitled, like how big your ego, how narcissistic you have to be
to do that,
to think that being on your phone when one of the biggest pop stars in the world is standing right in front of you.
Yeah,
it's not.
He is the closest to Michael.
It's not worth looking at him. Like, bro, what was the video gonna do when? How's the video gonna recapture?
It's on live TV.
It's live. There's a bunch of fans filming it.
You're gonna get the video anyway.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you literally have a chance to breathe in Chris Brown's
I will
breath.
say this though. Before we end the note,
I'm not a C Breezy fan like that, but I'm saying, like,
I am
for a famous person to be in your face, I wouldn't be on my phone.
Live in the moment.
I'd be like, oh my god.
I just want to piss off Nate real quick, since you wanted to be all up in my info about my body count. So I'm gonna say this, and I know it's gonna make her mad. I hope Bad Bunny and Kylie Jenner have kids. On that note, yo,
it's first of all, it's Kendall Jenner.
Kendall Jenner. Who cares?
Yo, it's shit.
I hope he gets one of those fucking gringas pregnant.
For real. Salad, who can't cut a cucumber?
Yeah.
Damn.
Le falta mucha sazón.
Damn.
The whole Jenners.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
No lie.
Yeah, they really
you sound
do.
like
they
a
really
Narcos
do.
for real, yo.
No, but like, because in Bad Bunny's song, he literally says, "Torque es el latino, ey, pero le falta sazón." Batería, reggaeton. I don't want to get canceled. I'm so sorry. But yeah, like literally, it's clout. It's clout. It's not real.
They're gonna have a baby.
It's not real. It's not real.
Listen. They're gonna have a baby. On that note, yo, thank you. Make sure this is your first time.
Make sure you hit that like and subscribe.
Hit us up on Instagram. You can find me at Logic142.
You can find me at Natalie with 2 I's, 2 E's _01.
You find your boy Sir Zaniel Ben. You already know what it is. Oh, guys, and by the way, I think on the last cast I said something about like that video that I did getting a lot of views. It's at 1.3 now. 1.3 million views.
Damn, you surpassed me. Good shit.
I do my thing, and bro, I literally have not stopped getting. I'm gonna to my own home real quick. I literally have not stopped getting follow requests. Like literally, I've gotten over like 250 followers just from fucking
money. Dude. Tag them. Like now we see why you got the gold chain, boy, feeling fresh. That's how we do.
It is. But I'm gonna stay humble. I'm a man of the people. You already know this.
I like gold chain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I ain't wearing mine. I was wearing on a bike.
That's a better.
It's fake. I got it at Forever 21.
On that note, yo, as you know, this is one thing for sure, two things for certain.
Baby, holla at your boy.